Hi, I'm Missy with On William Street, and we are here to help you become a more confident quilter, from the piecing to the quilting and everything in between. This week, we are going to show you a little trick on helping to square up your quilts after you've got them quilted. And we're going to show you how to do that with this fancy laser tool. So you can find the instructions and details on everything that we're going over today in our blog post, and it will also include the link to the laser tool that we purchased. And you can get to our blog post by clicking on the link below the video. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our shop and find your next modern quilting project. So we're actually going to go into our dining room. So we've got a nice big floor area, and show you how we're going to use this laser to square up our finished quilt. Okay, so this laser, we've got it's got a square on it, so we can place this right there in the corner of our quilt and make sure that we get things lined up nicely. We're going to get a line right along that edge and a line along this edge, so that when we trim after we've completed the quilting on this, we can go ahead and trim, and we can make sure that this is going to line up and be nice and square. So then we can take our scissors. We're going to start on the opposite end so that we can leave that laser in place. And just try not to move it too much. And follow right there along the laser line. Now this side is a little bit outside the quilting a little bit, so we've got two options for that. We can either move our laser up a little bit to take a little more off, or depending on what we were doing for binding, we could leave it there because the binding's going to cover up, but we are going to move it up just a little bit. And then we'll start that over. Follow that laser line. And it's going to be right there along the edge of that quilt like we want it. And then we'll go ahead and switch over to the other side and follow the laser line there as well. Okay, so now that we've got those two sides trimmed, we want to make sure that we're lining this up so that that still is right there along that line. That's what's going to help keep this side nice and square. So we've got it right there along that line. Perfect. And then we're going to go up to the top again and cut from there up to the laser. Okay. And now that we've got our last corner that we're going to do, again, we want to make sure that this is lined right up along this cut edge, and that's going to give us that nice square all the way across. And then again, we're going to cut from there over to the laser. So now that we've trimmed our quilt, we have a nice square quilt. We can go ahead and get it bound and have it complete. So this is just a great tool to use when you've got a quilt that it doesn't have specific size borders or squares all next to each other. You might want to be a little more careful on those so that you don't trim too much off and have those borders look a little odd because one's skinnier than the other one, but it works really great for a whole cloth quilt or a quilt like this. It's almost like a little bit of a mural. So this is actually a very inexpensive tool, a lot less than you might think it is. So something that you can have in your sewing studio to help get those quilts all nice and square and ready to go for you. So again, you can find the link to the tool that we used and all of the details in our blog post. You can find that by clicking on the link below the video. And don't forget to hit subscribe and follow our channel so you don't miss out on any of our new videos. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and you can see all of the projects and the things that we are working on. And while you're on our site, don't forget to check out our shop and look for your next quilting project. And we will see you next week.